Alright, so what we're going to do now is design a mirror. Now we're not going to do a basic 24 by 30 inch mirror, we're going to do a little bit more funkier. So to do this, we go to our rectangle command, and we create a rectangle shaped, it's going to be dimension, so D for dimension, 24 wide by about 30 inches high. Now of course that's my dimensioning, you can make it different as you wish. And I'm using this as a reference only. My next thing I want to do is create a weird shape of the mirror. I'm not going to have a rectangle, I'm going to have a weird, cool design. So, I'm going to go to spline fit, and I'm going to create a weird design all the way around it. Basically, it's the same about shape. Doesn't have to be exactly the same shape, of course. There we go, something like this. And the more points you do, the more points you can use to modify the shape. Enter. So I don't like that sharp edge here. I'm going to move that around, change that out, so forth. Maybe move that back over here. Oh no, I'm going to go a little higher. And then if you need to, you can also fillet that. Fillet, radius about 2 inches. That's going to give it up. Guess I can't. Oh yeah, that's right. This is a spline. Can't do that. That's alright. I'm gonna work with this. Modify a little bit. I'm just gonna see what can I do with this. This point's really. There we go. That's fine. So next step will be to extrude this. You're wondering if I extrude this, it's gonna create just. Well, actually, it's going to be either a solid. Yeah, it's going to be okay here. We'll extrude it out about 1/2 inch, like so. And make sure you make a copy of this because we're going to need it. And I usually make copies at a specified distance with ortho. That way, if I need to move it back, I know exactly what distance. I'll do 50. So next time, if I want to move it back to its location, it's going to be 50 to move it back on ortho. Turn off the grid because I don't like it. And I'm going to change my view to conceptual. So you can see a solid piece. That's my mirror. It's 1/2 inch thick, which is not normal whatsoever. But that's alright. What I'm going to do next is I'm going to shell this out. Shell it out. Because I want it to be empty inside. Because this is going to be my frame. Now to do that, there's a few things I need to do. Actually, let's see if my spline's not there anymore. Which I really need. So, see, these are the mistakes that happen all the time. You get used to these. So I'm actually explode this because I want that spline to be there. And I think I could explode that one too. And now if I delete the top one, I'll have my spline back. And this is my solid piece, and this is my spline, the 2D drawing. I'm going to take this spline, I'm going to offset inside about 1/2 inch. That's going to be my frame size. So offset 0.5 distance, select and then offset inside. Now I can extrude this piece, that's going to be my mirror, and we're going to make it about 1/4 inch thick or less, 1/8. Let's do 1/8. That's my mirror. This is going to be my frame, which I need to cut out. So the way you can do this is either come back, extrude it out, and subtract out the mirror from this so that you have the hole. Or the other option is to do a shell. So what you want to do is go to Modify, which I don't have up here. So I'm going to turn on my menu bar. Modify, Solid Editing, Shell. You select your object that you want to shell. And now it's going to ask you to remove faces. I'm going to remove the top and bottom. So when it shells out, it's going to have that cut out. I click enter, and now it's going to ask me to the offset. I'm going to do the same offset as I did here, 0.5. There you go, I have the frame. Now it's going to ask me some other options. I just click enter or I click escape to get out. So I have this design, I have this. Now I remember that I moved it over 50. So if I move it back, move with ortho 50, it should align exactly one on top of the other, which is exactly what just happened. Now I'm going to keep that as a reference. I'm going to go to top view. this is my mirror design. Now to get a better visual view of this, I'm going to make the frame, let's say about dark color. So let's select that again. I'm going to change that to blue. So that's going to be my frame. Well, actually it should be black, but that's right. So that's going to be kind of my mirror now design. It looks a little freaky. I can go back to this drawing and modify it as needed. I should have actually moved this one over here. And probably moved it up a little, and so forth, to make that more smooth. But that's alright. It's unique to itself. And that's would be my mirror. So I would have a cabinet down here. This would be my mirror, shaped in a weird cutout.